Hey y'all, Taylor Goldenthal and Cole Watkins with the Bridge Group, and today we're going to talk about how you can sell your house and avoid being homeless at the same time.
Perfect.
So the number one fear in a lot of sellers' minds is, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? I don't want to end up homeless. Same goes if you're currently renting as well and there's a definitive date for your lease. But if you're looking to sell, here we have a couple of solutions here to basically guarantee you won't end up homeless, and there are several options at your disposal. So number one is going to be you're able to essentially swing two mortgages at the same time. It means you can get your pre-approval, you can get pre-approved for that mortgage, close on that next house, and then we list your new house, So scenario number one, yes, is you're able to juggle two mortgages essentially. So what that means is you're going to get pre-approved to carry both of those with your debt to income, so on and so forth. And while the goal isn't to keep two houses, it allows you to get under contract, purchase that new house, and then once you move in, we then list your old property, get it under the contract on the market, and go from there.
That is the easiest out of the four that we're going to discuss.
Absolutely.
It is the most rare.
It is also juggling two mortgages, getting approved for that is definitely a hard thing to do, and not many people are able to do that.
That's right.
But there are three other options as well. So let's get into the second one, and that is getting yourself under contract on your house, listing it, getting under contract. Once you go through that option period, then we start our house search.
Yes.
Some ways to give us some extra time, seller lease back. Pretty common in this market, and what that is I close on my house on this date, and I'm allowed to occupy my house for a predetermined amount of time and then move out. They can go really as high as 60 days, generally speaking, for owner occupied. So it gives you an extra 2 months. So then you have 2.5 months, 2 months and 3 weeks, generally speaking, to get on your house search, get under contract, and close.
You know, number two here does carry two different options, contingency or non-contingency. But I think that in this market, like you're saying, you just can't weaken your offer, and put a contingency in there.
You can't, no. It just requires a little bit of finesse and some skills on the buy side. So it brings us to our third option, and that one is new construction. The beauty of new construction is there's a definitive timeline for the most part, and you can essentially schedule things out and plan on, hey, the house is going to be ready in June. We're going to take pictures of your previous house or your current house in April, get it ready for market, close, and then have a lease back for a couple weeks so you can move at your leisure. So new construction, if you are able to go that route, probably among one of the most painless ones between that and the second mortgage, just because you have a definitive timeline and you're not kind of stuck scrambling, racing against the clock.
You have new construction, which is like, dirt build, right? Like we're going to take 6 to 8 months to build your house. And then we have a spec home, which is a property that maybe another buyer started on, but busted out in financing, got fired from their job, got relocated, whatever. I think that the new inventory is almost like working on like with a resale as far as your timeline to sell your house. Spec home, very easy, new build. Done deal.
Yeah, done deal, pretty much. That brings us to our fourth option. This one's a little bit more creative and not as common, but so we at the Bridge Group, we have a partnership with this company called Homeward, and essentially what they do is for a nominal fee, they will purchase your next house in cash, allow you to then list your current house, sell it, and never have to worry about it for any of that risk. So you're paying for that convenience, and it's a 1.9% fee for them to purchase your next house for you outright. You'll close on it. You can even move in at that point and then list your house, get it under contract, sell it. And if you use them on the mortgage side, they actually reduce that fee to 1.4%. In a crazy market such as this, that convenience really can be worth it for people depending on their situation, and definitely something to be explored.
So if you sell your property, you move into an apartment so that you can take some time, right, to look for that property, you're spending money, you're wasting money in rent because that rent is not equity coming back to you. Then you also are spending money on moving trucks twice.
Yeah.
And so what is that 1.4% fee compared to wasting 3 to 6 months in an apartment or a rental and moving twice versus once?
I mean, it really is worth it. And even to your point as well, a cash offer is that much stronger. So who's to say a house wouldn't cost you less with a cash offer as opposed to having to go the financed route, adding that extra stress of the double move, adding that extra stress of running against a clock, basically. No, it's a wonderful package, wonderful thing to look into.
Taylor is a master buyer agent salesman. Like he just, out of 30 offers, got his client's offer accepted. It was an FHA loan, and we
made value on the appraisal too.
And they made value on the appraisal. That is I've never heard of that. I haven't seen that. I mean, I've seen, people winning out of 30 offers, but they're using cash, conventional, waiving the appraisal. So he is a master salesman when it comes to buyers, but he's equally as good at listing properties and getting his sellers top dollar for their properties as well, and navigating them through the 81 steps and the 36 steps. So if you have thoughts of selling, or if you've had thoughts of selling, please reach out to Taylor. His information is below. You will not regret working with him, and you will have an amazing 5-star experience. Until next week.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll see you.
Thanks, Cole. Thank you all.